Well, let's focus on Eicher Motors now. The August auto sales were muted for the company. The total sales witnessed a muted growth on a year-on-year basis. Exports declined on a year-on-year basis and a monthly basis as well. We're talking about the Volvo Eicher, keep in mind. Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, the MD and CEO at Volvo Eicher Commercial Vehicle, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Aggarwal. Good morning. Always good to see you. Well, a bit of a sluggish month is what we are seeing. But how do you see, September and October shape up from here on? And for the year, if you could give us a rough guidance, what kind of a volume growth are you estimating?
Fundamentally, I think the months of July and August both, they have not been so good for the industry as a whole. So if you look at the first industry figures, the month of July, the 3.5 ton and above commercial vehicle industry, the drop has been around 8%. And if you look at, again, the month of August, the drop was around 9%. So both the months, July and August, the industry had dropped by 8% and 9% respectively. Now, this was not expected. So I would first say that the industry is doing lower than the expectations. Now, there are various reasons for that, which of course we have been trying to reason it out, that why the industry is behaving like this. One reason is that the monsoons have been protracted and there have been floods in some states, and coal mines are also not fully operational. So therefore, that is one reason. The other is still the capital expenditure which has to happen on the infrastructure projects. That is still yet to start in full speed. I would expect that that should start happening soon, and we see a lot of news that a lot of focus is on the spending more and more money from the government side on infrastructure projects. So as of now, there has been slowdown because of this reason, which has made the customers slightly more, you can say, cautious. They are deferring the purchases. So that is one reason because of this, because otherwise fundamentally there is nothing in the environment which should go against the CV industry drop.
So for the year, sir, what should we work with then?
For the year, we are very cautiously optimistic, because I think fundamentals are all in place, because there is demand, there is good movement of goods, because now we are going to see the festive season from October onwards, and then we should see more replacements, because right now the replacements are also little bit held back, and infrastructure projects are not in full stream. Like if you look at the tipper sales, construction truck sales last month drop has been 30%, which has been very high for the industry as a whole. Now, the good thing is, even though the industry is dropping, but both the months, July and August, we have grown. In the month of August, if you look at, we have grown by 1%, and in the month of July, we had grown by 12% year on year. So even though both the months the industry had dropped, but we are growing, and as a result of that, our market shares have gone up as compared to the previous year. Like for example, in heavy duty trucks, now our market share is 9.6%, and in light and medium duty trucks, our market share is now 35% plus. So we are very happy about our progress, but I would see that the industry is expected to do better in the balance part of the year, and of course we are looking forward to that.
Yeah, sir, hi, good morning. And the thing is, we've actually reached the second half of the year already, and one is really hoping that come October at least there's a turnaround, because that's the one piece that everyone's holding on to across the industry, right? This is not a Volvo Eicher specific issue. Could you tell us what is the capacity utilization that the plant is operating at right now, with the demand being so anemic?
I think as far as we are concerned, our capacity utilization is all right, even though it is, we would like it to be more. Like for example, if our capacity is both Bhopal and Pithampur put together, if our capacity is around 130,000 per annum, so we are producing around 6,500, 7,000 per month, which is, you can say we are at 60 to 65% capacity utilization.
60 to 65%. And so one more number, I don't have it immediately, but it will just offer the right perspective. I know every month we talk about sales being sluggish, slight disappointment or 0.1, 0.2% up. But year to date, if you look at April till now, then the year to date aggregate, is that lower? I believe it would be lower compared to the previous comparable period, year on year.
Year on year, industry is still marginally growing. Like if you look 3.5 ton and above, there is a growth of around 1% plus, because we had a good growth in first quarter. There is also some perspective to it, because last year, first quarter was very weak because OBD2 norms were implemented and some of the players were not ready. So last year, quarter one was very weak. So on a lower base, this year, quarter one, there was a good growth. In the industry had grown by almost 10%. However, July and August, both the months drop has been 10% each, approximately.
So, okay, that's very helpful. So quick last question, sir. Now that we're talking about the second half pickup, which segment within CV do you think can really spark the enthusiasm again? Will it be buses, tippers, like you're saying, have been very sluggish with the monsoons, etc.? Where do you expect the first push to come in?
I think you have mentioned the right thing. The buses have been the star performer. Buses this year, even though we are seeing the sluggishness in the trucks, the buses, there has been a good growth. YTD growth has been 26%, which is fairly good. And this is on top of last year growth of 30% plus. So buses are continuing to touch new peaks, and we are expecting that the bus demand will continue to be better. And that is the only reason why your overall growth is still 1% plus in the 3.5 ton and above, because of the buses. So balance part of the year, we are seeing good prospects as far as the trucks also are concerned, because there will be good traction in the infrastructure. You will see more capex spending happening from the government side. So you should see more growth coming from the construction trucks. And linked to that, there will be more growth in the haulage trucks as well, because when the construction sector grows, there is more movement of cement and steel also. So that also leads to more growth of the haulage segments. So we would see good growth coming from all the haulage as well as construction. And then, of course, white goods sector, e-commerce, they are continuing to do better. They are even the first 5 months also, they were better, because there is a good demand of white goods. All the economies are doing better. Rural economies are also doing better. Monsoons are also good. So therefore, we are very, very positive about the balance part of the year.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's not been adding up otherwise with so much focus on manufacturing. A lot of manufacturing companies doing fairly well, while the CV cycle has not picked up. But thank you very much for the perspective and for joining us this morning, sir.